Hi Cancer, welcome to Sophquest. I'm Spence. This is a weekly reading for you guys for the week of September 27th through October 3rd. So we are headlong into Libra season now, and we are in the beginning of Mercury Retrograde. We just went through the pre-shadow, so stuff that's been going on in your life in the pre-shadow, that is the same ground that's going to be covered as Mercury goes forward then back, right? It just went forward a little bit, it's coming back, and then it's going to cover the same ground. So what's going on in your life right now is apropos to the Mercury retrograde. It is in Libra, and that is the natural 7th house of partnerships, marriage, and the way that we have relationship with others. It's about the other. So honestly, you're probably going to be really thinking and going over a lot about your relationships in Mercury retrograde for the next 3 weeks or so. Now, I will say for you, Cancer, Libra's your 4th house of home and your roots, right? Your family that you were born into and grew up with. And then we also do have a very important square with Pluto. That is a power struggle, and it's an important thing happening during the Mercury retrograde, right? We're making a lot of changes, and Pluto is an outer planet. So these are big changes with Pluto. All right, I'll pull that first card. So that, for you Cancer, is in your 7th house of partnerships, right? Pluto. So you might, if there's any butting of heads or power struggling between you and your partner, well, it's only really for the betterment of the relationship. That's what's happening. Right now I am shuffling, by the way, the Spirit Messages by John Holland. I'm pulling 3 for you, and I'm going to pull 9 from the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. So I've shuffled these plenty. One did fall out, and I'm taking it, and I'm going to pull your other 2 as I cut the deck. Let's get the other 2 for you, Cancer. First, we have Serenity. Then Stand Your Ground. Interesting, Gemini just got that, and I just shuffled a lot. And then A Mother's Love. Okay, Serenity, Stand Your Ground, A Mother's Love. So you may be standing up for your kids if that's happening, perhaps in an argument with your partner about children. Or if you are, this could be about your mom and maybe having to take a stand for your mom or with your mom, right? About something. But it's saying serenity. It's saying that it's going to bring peace and healing. So we'll go through that in just a second. All right, let's pull the 9 from Chris Ann's deck, the Light Seers Tarot. I also have shuffled these plenty before I turned on the camera, but a little more for you on camera, right? All right. So those are the 2 main aspects for this Mercury retrograde. A square with Pluto, which is no joke, and a beautiful trine with Jupiter. Jupiter, a trine, first of all, is so beneficial. It creates the space for the birth and the growth of something. And wherever Jupiter touches, expands and brings good luck to the situation. So more support. You're going to be more supported, and perhaps be supportive of your mother or be supported by your mother during this time, since we have A Mother's Love on the table, okay? I'll show you each card as we go. But yeah, these are important. So the square with Pluto is kind of sticky, but the trine with Jupiter brings beautiful, good changes and growth for all of us. So it's a good Mercury retrograde. Helps us work through things, problem solve in our relationships, in our partnerships. Could be partnerships at work too, by the way. Absolutely can be. All right, let's see what we have. We have the 7 of Pentacles, the 9 of Cups, and the 9 of Swords. Okay. Queen of Pentacles, 2 of Cups, and the Chariot. 8 of Wands, the Empress. So we have the Mother card on the table. And the 9 of Pentacles. Wow. Okay, very good. And then on the bottom of the deck, I always pull the 3 on the bottom. We have the Wheel of Fortune, Death, and Hangman, all major arcana. Okay, subconsciously, we're going to start here. Subconsciously, you know that there is a big, deep change happening inside of you. This is subconscious under the deck. So we have the Wheel of Fortune, and this is about timing and that life. You know what I always say about the Wheel of Fortune? It's that old phrase that says, unto everything there is a season, right? The season is changing. You know this. You know it. You feel it subconsciously. It's bubbling up to the surface to let you know. Then with the Death card, something is ending and there's a new beginning. And I love this death card. It shows that whatever ends, you know, there's something new on the horizon. I love that. And then with the Hanged Man, but it's going to be a little while. So there's a massive change happening for you, a big seasonal change. And I'm not just talking about autumn, right? I'm talking about something very deeply personal within you. And with the Hanged Man, perhaps you're trying to get perspective on it. And during Mercury retrograde, you're going to take the time to think about it. You're going to take time to really reconsider things, which is exactly what you should be doing during Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde, as the planet, it moves forward so many degrees, it retrogrades back over the same degrees and then moves forward again. So it's like a check, a double check, and then a triple check moves forward again. So during that time, it isn't a time to really make life-altering decisions. It's the time where you're thinking about those things. And then when Mercury retrograde ends, more towards the end of October, then it'll be time to make this enormous change, whatever it is that you're sort of waiting to make. So something big with those three cards, because those three cards are all major arcana. So it's a big change. All right, let's look at your oracles. We have Serenity. It says the most important relationship that you can have is with yourself, Cancer. This is a time to honor, nurture, and love yourself more by seeking out and removing any negative feelings and emotions that are left over from yesterday. Don't let past issues and resentments interfere with your serenity today. So this is making peace, isn't it? With yourself and with others. Then we have Stand Your Ground. Standing your ground is an empowering, confidence-building action to take from time to time. Now is the moment when you need to stand your ground. You know you can do it, and you know that by doing so, you'll be the victor. So it's really about having boundaries, right? Strong sense of self, a strong self-esteem. To really just radically accept exactly who you are. Then we have a mother's love, and let's read that. A mother's love is reaching out to you at this time and holding you close. She knows how much you miss her and wants to remind you that this special bond of love can never be broken. Now, if your mom's passed on, it could be that. If your mother-in-law, it could be that. Or anyone that was nurturing for you, that is in the spirit world. You may be getting messages or having dreams about that person. But if your mom's still alive, this is just to remind you that the bond is so strong. And if you're female, right, she taught you how to be a woman, right? How to stand your ground, how to own who you are, and how to stay in your peace and in your groundedness. And do it with grace, right? So if you're a man, then also it's just reminding you that your yin, your feminine side, if you will, is strong and important. And the serenity that you find from taking care of yourself is just as important as doing all the manly things that you do, right? The internal stuff, the internal work, your feelings, that they're valid and that they matter, okay? So I think that's important to say for guys. But boundaries is important here as well with Stand Your Ground. So I think that we're talking a little bit about that as well. We know that there's a big change coming, something radically pretty big is shifting in your life, Cancer. So let's go through it. We're going to go horizontally, vertically, big picture. So let's do the horizontal first. We have Seven of Pentacles. So very much a Mercury retrograde card. This is about assessing and reassessing. I've put in a lot of effort, a lot of work. What is my yield? Is it worth it? Do I continue? It's kind of that. It's assessment and reassessment. Well, with the Nine of Cups, I think the answer is yes, it's worth it. You will see the yield. You will see the benefit of all of your effort. But with the Nine of Swords, you're worried about it. You're staying up at night just fretting over it. And I mean, seriously, this card is saying, give yourself a good night's sleep and stop worrying. Try to stay in your serenity. It's really hard to do. I know, it's easy to say, but it's hard to do. So instead of just the worry warding over it, I think what's more important is to know where you stand on it and to speak with as much honesty as you can about it, right? With full transparency, and then just walk forward with your head held high, knowing how you feel and where you stand on it. So the reassessing and the assessing, you're going to realize it's worth it, okay? All of this is worth it. But what's not worth it is this. So it's like you can just know how you feel and feel good about that and own it, or you can worry about it to death and doubt yourself, and that's not going to help you in this assessment. It's not. What's going to help you is just to stand where you stand and hold your head held high, okay? Next line, we have Queen of Pentacles, because this is about nurturance for you, about taking care of yourself and staying in your peace, staying in your serenity. That no matter what happens in life, that you stay grounded and calm, cool, and collected. Now, in the center of the reading today, here is the Two of Cups. So I think we're talking about love relationships, friendships, partnerships, people that you get along with, people that you love, people that you've given your heart to, that have given their heart to you. Whether it's a new relationship or a long-term relationship, it's someone that you do feel connected to. I call this card synergy. It's someone you can be yourself with, okay? And someone that you care about with the Queen of Pentacles. And then here's your major arcana card, the Chariot. It's moving forward, this relationship. It will move forward. The Chariot drives on towards success. It's not so easy to control. It's like, which way do I go, left or right? You're trying to control which way you're going in the relationship. But the advice here is just to take care of yourself. Stand in your truth, know who you are and where you stand on it, on whatever this issue is in the relationship. I think it's just been really hard work. And that's, relationships aren't they? They're hard work, because if we're caring for others as well as ourselves, then we have to compromise, we have to forgive, we have to move forward, move on from things, we have to heal from things. None of that is easy stuff. But when we do that work, not only do we grow and heal the relationship, we're really healing our soul inside and evolving ourselves, aren't we? All right, last line is the Eight of Wands. So this is conversation, internet, phone, talking. There's mom, the Empress, right, with the mother's love. So talk to your mom is the first message, right? It's like, talk to your mom. If she's here in the world, give her a call. She'll give you good advice. And if she isn't and she's in the spirit world, then just talk to her and she might come to you in your dreams. I think that if she's passed on, she is really trying to, encourage you to stay grounded and stand your ground and know yourself well. Care for yourself well, and things will work themselves out. Because then we have the Nine of Pentacles, and this is about standing in your truth, standing in your self-confidence, knowing who you are, knowing you're an Empress. Whether you're a guy or a girl, you're growing. You are growing. And through conversation, very quickly you're going to see that whatever is being born into your life, this new thing with that Death card and that Wheel of Fortune, it's bountiful and beautiful. And it's you, self-made woman, self-made man, standing in your abundant truth. I love that. All right. It's pouring rain. I don't know if you can hear the rain, but I have a skylight out here and it's very noisy, so it's pouring here in Florida. All right, Seven of Pentacles, going down the vertical, assessing how to take care in conversation. How do I best nurture this relationship, right? To say the right thing, to do the right thing, so that we can have win-win. Going over it, looking at everything that's down under these roots, getting to the root of it. That's what I heard, getting to the root of it. All right, it's worth it. Nine of Cups, because what you're hoping for, it will come to pass in this relationship. It's just still in the gestation phase. It hasn't been born into reality yet. It's gestating. So if this is a relationship issue, give it time. That's what this is saying, Cancer. Just give it time. And I think you're going to realize the treasure that the relationship really is. Then we have the Nine of Swords. You may lose some sleep and worry about it because you're trying to figure out how to control which way to go in the relationship. This is your card, Cancer. But you're going to figure it out. You're going to stand on your own 2 feet, own your truth, speak your truth, stand in your truth, because you're doing some very deep, major arcana inner work here to transform the relationship, whatever it might be. Whether it's a relationship with your mother or whether you need to get advice from your mother. I think that this, in the center of your reading today, this Two of Cups, is something that you truly care about and something you want to protect and grow. And getting to the root of it, whatever that is, that's going to help you stand your ground, and it will bring you the serenity that you do need. All right? Cancer, I am so grateful to talk to you today. I'll be here for you next week. Don't worry too much about Mercury Retrograde. You're going to be thinking a lot. There may be some miscommunication, so just continue to try to get clarity, right? Clarity. All right? I wish you kindness, reverence, and gratitude, and I'll be here for you next week. Thank you, Cancer.